Hi everybody, Jonah here with Jonah Pettyjohn Missions, and welcome back to another weekly devotional. I'm so glad that you were able to join me today. This devotional is actually going to be more of an update. I've realized that since I have been here in Athens, I actually haven't been posting that much, and that's because I've actually been quite busy since I've been here, which has been a wonderful thing. But it means that there are several of you who have been curious about how my time in Athens has gone so far. And I haven't been very good about getting you updates. So that is what I'm focusing on for today. So to start off my updates from Athens, let me just tell you that ever since I've gotten here, I arrived about a couple of weeks ago now, maybe a little bit more than 2 weeks ago. And ever since I arrived here, the people that I have met, the Christians, from the missionaries that I'm working for to the wonderful Christian lady who owns the apartment that I'm staying in, they have all been incredibly kind, very sweet, very generous, very helpful. Obviously, I had not been anywhere in Europe before, or at least lived anywhere in Europe before for any length of time, really. And so there was a lot of things that I was kind of concerned about having to learn and get used to and all that type of stuff. But everybody that I've met since I've been here has been absolutely wonderful. They've been very kind to me. They've been very helpful to me, answered all of my questions, been taking very, very good care of me. So I'm incredibly grateful for that. In case you don't know already, I came here to work with an organization called International Christian Center of Athens, and it's actually a church. It's located up in the north of Athens in a city called Kefisia. And I have now been able to go there several times for the Sunday services, and I've met regularly, not only with the pastors, who are the people I'm working with directly, but also with several members of the congregation, and they have been absolutely lovely people, solid Christian people. They've come from so many different backgrounds. The name of the church, the International Christian Center, yeah, that's a very, very accurate name, because there are so many different people from different cultures that attend this church. It's actually pretty incredible. We've got several people who are native Greeks, but also you've got some Americans like myself and several who are students at a local university. There is actually an American College of Greece, and it's not super far away from the church. And so the few Christian students who attend there actually come to the church as well. We've got some students from Nigeria. We've got people who attend that are actually American missionaries working in other parts of Athens and call this their home church. We've got some people who are Greek but lived in America and then relocated to Greece. So yeah, we've even got somebody from Cuba who comes on a regular basis. It's just a really, really fun environment of Christians from around the world gathering together every Sunday to worship the Lord. So I've met a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and I've had a lot of fun with that. To tell you a little bit more about what I've been doing since I've been here. So I've actually been working, like I said, directly with the pastors of ICCA, as we call it. And they've been very kind to involve me in a lot of their Sunday services. I've done everything from taking up an offering, to leading communion, to doing presentations for missionaries and missions offerings. And a couple weeks from now, on the 15th, I'm actually going to be preaching for the service. I am going to try to get that recorded and posted here on YouTube for you guys, so you'll be able to watch that later. I'm very excited about that. And then I've also been doing a lot of different administrative and relational tasks for them. Some of their big priorities right now is they have a large group of young adults. Most of the participants in the services, I would say, are actually young adults, fairly close to my age. And what they're trying to do right now is get them meeting consistently, having a solid young adults group and really ministering to them. Because one thing about being a Christian in Athens is that it can be quite lonely. there actually are not that many believers here in Athens. And although there are many, many churches, they're all Greek Orthodox churches. And the orthodoxy is very different from your typical evangelical Christianity. And even though about 98% of the people within the country of Greece would identify as Greek Orthodox, many of them are not actually practicing in that religion, particularly young adults. I've been asking around to anybody that I get the chance to meet, like, what is the church culture here like? What is it like if I'm just a young person in my 20s and I'm wanting to go to church? Like, does that happen often? What does that look like here? And people keep on telling me time and time again that virtually no young people go to church. They would identify as Greek Orthodox. They would say that they believe in God, but there's really no evidence of that in their life. And they definitely do not go to church at all, except for maybe on Easter, which is an incredibly popular holiday here. So yes, being a Christian, particularly a young evangelical Christian in this country, can actually be quite a struggle, because you will not easily find places to have good community with other young adult Christians. And so getting a young adults ministry up and running at this church is a huge priority for the pastors. And that's something that I've been trying to help them with by communicating with the young adults, getting to know them a little bit better, and have even invited them for a couple of prayer meetings, which they've attended. We've gone out and had lunches together. So it's been really great building that community and hopefully setting a really solid foundation for a group to get up and running and consistently meeting. Another thing that I've been doing here for them is a lot of administrative tasks. So one of my gifts is I'm very administratively gifted. And so I've been helping them with a lot of things, specifically promotions for their upcoming Children's Leaders Experience. So the pastors I'm working with here are very experienced in children's ministry, and they have a real heart to train people, pastors in churches all around Europe and in the US, but particularly in Europe and Asia, to have effective children's ministries in their churches. Something I didn't realize was that children's ministry is not a common thing around the rest of the world. We see it all the time in America, but we don't really see it anywhere else once you get to Europe or Asia, or sometimes even Africa as well. And so they're really, really passionate about getting churches involved and training up pastors to do effective children's ministry to reach the youngest generation of Europe and Asia, and to see Christianity flourish, because they've been depositing valuable things into the next generation. So they regularly hold conferences for children's ministers and churches that are interested in starting up children's ministries. And the next one will be happening in May up in Thessaloniki, Greece. So I've been helping them send out emails, doing posts for that, setting up the events for that, because they're really hoping to get a really good turnout so that more ministers become trained in ways to effectively reach the youngest generation. I've also been helping them with a lot of things regarding volunteers and interns. So they've been getting more and more interest from people wanting to come over and work and volunteer at the church, which is absolutely wonderful. But they are trying to make sure that they are training these people well, and that they're preparing them well for their time in Athens, because a lot of them, like myself, are very unexperienced when it comes to living in a city type of environment. So I'm currently putting together 2 separate manuals on the protocols and procedures for interns and volunteers coming to work with ICCA in Athens. So those are just probably the biggest things that I've been doing since I've been here. I have had the privilege of doing many other smaller tasks throughout the week as well. But yes, those would be, I say, the key takeaways at this point. And honestly, I've only been here for a little over 2 weeks, but it feels maybe even a little bit longer than 2 weeks, not in a bad way, in a good way, because I really have been quite busy, and I feel like the time here has been very fruitful, that has been very productive. I've enjoyed the people that I've gotten to spend time with so far. And I'm looking forward to what the Lord has within the next couple of weeks. If you go to my social media page, today and tomorrow is when I'm really going to try to post a lot of the updates of the exciting things that I've been doing, because I have had the opportunity to do a lot of recreational things. One member of the church was kind enough to take me to the Acropolis, where I got to see the Parthenon and the entire city of Athens from up on that hill, as well as taking me over to the biblical city of Corinth. Got to see some absolutely amazing places so far. Got to stand where the Apostle Paul stood, which was absolutely surreal. And so I have had a wonderful time doing a lot of recreational things and learning about the city, learning about the culture, learning about what it is to live life in Athens. And it's been really, really enjoyable so far. So to everyone who has been praying for me, I appreciate you so much, very much. I appreciate your prayers. I will be updating you more regularly from this point on. And there's going to be a lot more good stuff to come within the next couple weeks. And I'm really looking forward to it. So again, thank you for your prayers. Stay tuned on social media over the next couple of days. I'm going to be posting more pictures and more videos if you're interested in seeing those. Keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'm going to keep you guys posted more consistently with the things that I'll be doing in my last couple of weeks here. But again, thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye.